Elizabeth May, leader of the Green Party of Canada. I'm very pleased to be here today to join with concerned citizens of Renfrew County and area who've been valiantly championing work around nuclear contamination from the existing nuclear facilities. But we're seeing a new potential federal commitment to nuclear energy. And to speak to that first, I'm going to ask Lynn Jones from Concerned Citizens of Renfrew County to address you first, and then I will follow up aussi avec un petit résumé en français. Okay, Lynn.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Good morning, everyone. I'm, as Elizabeth said, from Concerned Citizens. Our group submitted an environmental petition to the Auditor General yesterday because we're very concerned that Canada is about to make a climate change detour that we can't afford by spending billions of tax dollars on a new generation of small nuclear reactors. We are in a climate crisis. Last month, the International Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change told the world that we need to make rapid, far-reaching, and unprecedented efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. They gave us until 2030, just 11 years from now, to have completed these far-reaching and unprecedented efforts in order to prevent dangerous and catastrophic global warming. We need the Government of Canada to take an unprecedented leadership role on this. But instead of leading, Natural Resources Canada is following the nuclear industry's salespeople who tell them that nuclear is the way to solve the climate crisis. We can't afford to take this detour right now to enhance the profits of a few multinational private sector nuclear businesses. Every dollar we spend now is important and must be targeted at rapid and efficient ways to reduce greenhouse gases. The nuclear industry is meeting this week in Ottawa at a large conference subsidized by Canadian taxpayers to promote the new nuclear reactors that it wants us to subsidize. Tomorrow, it will publish a full-page ad in the Hill Times, an open letter telling us we need nuclear to solve the climate crisis. This is simply nonsense. These individuals are out of step with the international scientific consensus reflected in the most recent IPCC report, which recognizes the serious limitations of nuclear energy. Fortunately, there are much faster and cheaper ways to bring down our greenhouse gas emissions. Costs for wind and solar electricity have plummeted in the last few years. The technology is changing so rapidly that everything we thought we knew about wind and solar is not true anymore. According to a report that's hot off the press from the international accounting firm Deloitte, wind and solar are not just mainstream, but they have recently become preferred technologies for electricity generation around the world. Rapid improvements in batteries mean solar and wind are not intermittent anymore. They can provide base load power, they can ramp up and down quickly, and they actually enhance the grids that they're connected to. Anyone who tells us now that wind and solar aren't up to the job has simply not done their homework. There's also a huge potential to bring down greenhouse gas emissions with energy efficiency and conservation. In 2012, spooked by the Fukushima catastrophe in Japan, the city of Seoul, with a population of 10 million people, embarked on a project called One Less Nuclear Reactor. They wanted to try and eliminate the need for one nuclear generating station using a combination of efficiency, conservation, and renewable electricity. They set themselves a target of 3 years to do that. And you know what? They succeeded 6 months ahead of schedule. We can do that here, too, in Canada. We need political leadership, and we need it now. By the time the Canadian Nuclear Labs would get its first demonstration small reactor up and running in 2026, the IPCC's short window would be almost over. Small nuclear reactors cannot solve the climate crisis and would take funds away from real solutions. Let's not go down that road. Let's choose real solutions that are proven and quick to deploy, like wind and solar electricity, efficiency and conservation. And please, let's get moving on this.
Merci, Lynn. C'est vrai que maintenant, je pense que demain, peut-être, le gouvernement de Canada va annoncer un programme pour un nouveau programme de subvention pour bénéficier l'industrie nucléaire au Canada. C'est toujours le cas. Il y a les décennies que l'industrie nucléaire ont reçu les cadeaux, puis des cadeaux, puis des cadeaux, dont les subventions fédérales pour les réacteurs nucléaires. Le CANDU nuclear reactors sont maintenant utilisés en Ontario et aussi au Nouveau-Brunswick. Mais l'idée d'avoir un nouveau type de petit modulaire réacteur nucléaire pour aider la lutte contre le changement climatique est vraiment faux. Le GIEC, dans leur rapport de 8 octobre, en dit clairement que nous n'avons pas un seul besoin de l'industrie nucléaire pour atteindre les cibles essentielles dans la lutte de changement climatique. We know that the government of Canada is once again engaging with the idea that nuclear power is a solution with this new idea of small modular reactors. As Lynn has said, their first example could be up and running by 2026, although the nuclear industry has a history of underestimation of costs, underestimation of timelines, and it's the timeline issue, which is why nuclear is not a solution to climate change. Honestly, if we had no other solutions, I'd grab at anything to fight the climate crisis. But right now, wind and solar are competitive in price, and their uptake is immediate. You can put solar panels on roofs in the work of a few months or less. If you can get the solar panel, you can do it in a day. If you're looking at nuclear reactors, you're looking at long lead times, and especially with experimental technology, there's bound to be hitches. You can't get that energy installed in a way that is timely. That was the key thing that the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said about nuclear, in addition to the fact that we have abundant alternatives that are cost-effective, affordable, and available. We don't need nuclear energy to solve the climate crisis. Now, in this sense, nuclear energy is in the way of solving the climate crisis because we should spend every dollar wisely. And when we spend money to fight climate change, diversify our energy sources, and move off fossil fuels, we should judge each dollar invested against how many tons of greenhouse gases are reduced, how many jobs are created, and how fast can it be brought on stream. If you look at those indicators, nuclear is your worst option before you even look at issues of nuclear proliferation in terms of military proliferation, before you even look at issues of long-term disposal of high-level, highly radioactive, poisonous, toxic nuclear waste. It's a non-solution to a pressing problem. And when a problem is as urgent as the climate crisis, we can't afford to waste money and waste time on non-solutions just because the political lobby and the entrenched support within the federal government, and I specifically mean within the civil service, not so much the political party of the day, but that entrenched support needs to be examined against key metrics. Will it deliver on time? Will it deliver at low cost? Is it necessary? Does it help Canada? And the answer to all of those will be no. Je suis vraiment engagée toujours pour l'élimination d'énergie nucléaire au Canada, mais c'est clair que dans la crise de changement climatique, on doit agir hier. Pas demain, pas dans 5 years, pas 5 années, pas en 2029 pour atteindre les cibles de 2030. On doit agir maintenant pour une société avec toute l'énergie électrique renouvelable, 100%, et aussi en même temps pour changer notre utilisation des voitures seulement électriques, nous avons une chance, une seule chance pour protéger l'avenir pour nos enfants et petits-enfants. Dans cette petite fenêtre pour survivre comme humanité, on doit éliminer l'énergie nucléaire en même temps qu'on atteindre les cibles de GIEC pour protéger l'avenir pour nos enfants. So we are very clear with Renfrew. There are many other groups in Canada, many other MPs who feel the same way, and we're happy to answer any questions you have to keep Canada from going down the road of new federal subsidies for small modular reactors. Are there any questions? In that case, merci beaucoup. Miigwech, thank you.